got the bird, which will be multiplied a number of times, so we have a flock and 5 or 7 close-up birds.
In this piece, I see that the dove means freedom of creativity. You can create whatever you want. Softimage, it's so easy to use that you can try many things. We've tested the SGI and the NT for rendering, and the NT was actually much faster. Transferring SGI information to NT was very easy. Transferring from the NT to the SGI was no problem at all either. The compatibility of both was perfect.
This figure is a winged sculpture, much in a kind of Art Deco style, that is an architectural detail on one of the buildings, contributing to a kind of sort of Gothic atmosphere. A lot of the tools in Softimage helped me to build that. You can put a lattice around an individual object, and then as you pull the points of the lattice, the object is proportionally deformed. I find it allows you to make quick changes to a model, like if you need to bend something a little bit this way or a little bit that, or squeeze it without really munging up the model.
Rolling. In action. And cut. Cut.
We've got 2 different disciplines here. Even though we're shooting a single element, it relates to 2 or 3 other elements.
Cut.
And they have to balance out when the thing is finally composited. I'll give you your first cue, which is ready and bug,
okay.
At which point you look up. In order for our actor to fit with the background, I felt that he had to have the same look. In other words, his features had to be very chiseled.
And look.
And
Cut. Good. Let's go again.
One of the things we've tried to do is create the lighting and filtration in the camera and speeds that make the image look almost painted. Broaden things out a little, soften them, try to make it look really painted. We'll put the pool here so it'll silhouette them. So it's mostly dark.
When you go to an art exhibit and it motivates you to want to go home and bring out your acrylic paints for the first time in 3 years, that's a successful art exhibit to me. What I'm hoping this thing is going to provide is an inspiration for people to realize, look what I could do.
Reboot is the world's first fully animated CGI television series. We produce 45 minutes of full CGI every 6 weeks.
I come from the net, through systems, peoples, and cities, to this place, mainframe.
Bob's a former guardian of a supercomputer. He helps defend mainframe from viruses. Hexadecimal, who represents pure chaos. Megabyte, who wants somehow to dominate computers around the world.
Softimage is important to the way we work.
Cool!
The workflow in the system itself lets you do character animation really very quickly.
It'll just take a nanosecond.
We have one student who came in on a work term, straight out of high school. In his first week here, he did 24 seconds of footage on Softimage.
Pixelacious!
The interface is very easy to use. Everything's more than a couple of mouse clicks away, and there's hotkeys that you can use to get to stuff quickly. Going from 3D Studio to Softimage opened up creativity, 100 times with more organic shapes, more like sculpting, easier to produce models. You get closer faster to what you wanted it to be. Inverse kinematics is another big jump from 3D Studio to Softimage. And you don't even think about it, that's just the way you animate. You can grab the arm and move it to wherever you want, and it's there. Great interaction. You see what you're getting right away. To compare Softimage on SGI and on NT, it's just very transparent to me. I can switch from one screen to the other and I feel just as comfortable. All the tools are the same. The level of interaction, I don't notice any difference at all, to tell you the truth.
NT is really important because it gives us an option. We can decide that we're going to outfit a production line with very expensive Unix workstations, or we can put more low-cost seats in.
Reboot is a challenge to anybody who's trying to get that amount of animation done. It's 21 minutes for a half-hour screen time, 31,500 frames in an episode.
Softimage was the only software that could handle the job, because we have to produce a lot of footage every week. We couldn't have done it on any other system.
Reboot!
We're art-driven, and we're art-driven at the highest level. Digital domain today is involved in feature film effects, digital imagery and television commercials, and we've recently put together a group producing CD-ROM titles.
Games are made at a different economy of scale than feature films and commercials. We're dealing with budgets that are far, far lower. But the work of the Digital Domain New Media Department has to have the same high quality levels of our commercial and our feature divisions. With Windows NT version of Softimage, I can get the same level of quality for the animation work that we're doing, but at a lower cost.
Ted Shred is sort of a radical surfer kind of dude mixed with James Bond. Animating with Softimage, there's not always one way to accomplish a particular effect. That gives you a wide variety of solutions. Constraints prove very useful in character animation. They actually work very nicely in tandem with inverse kinematics. We'll be constraining his feet to the surfboards and to the skateboards, just animate the surfboard, and the rest of the body will bend and flex appropriately. Softimage NT and Softimage SGI are identical. I was able to pick up right where I left off when I switched to the NT machine. Our NT machine actually renders faster than our SGI.
We're in show business, and the second part of that word is business. Fire! Windows NT allows the imagery available on a higher-end platform at a lower price point. So it allows us to move production methodology from feature films to game production. And I believe that's going to be a great benefit.
The two guys that came up with the concept, they actually sat down one night in a pub somewhere. They were thinking simple. They thought, we want to do a racing game. It has to be fast, it has to be competitive. You have to really feel adrenaline. And that was the sort of start of Wipeout.
It's very easy to lose momentum. As an artist, you have lots of ideas and you want to commit that idea as quickly as you can and as easily as you can to your screen. I feel able to do that very easily with Softimage without having to worry about anything else. With other packages, really have to struggle with the technical issues.
If the artists want to see the results of their graphics on the target platform, the PlayStation, they have to approach a programmer, which is a long process, so the turnaround time is quite lengthy. NT offers us a lot more connectivity. The PC development systems, for instance PlayStation kit, will plug straight into a PC, and the artists will be able to see the results of what they've done straight away on the target platform.
I think we've learned a lot of lessons from Wipeout that we want to try and carry over and build on with Mad Dog. It's still early on in the concept stage, but the basic idea is the day in life of a courier. The player wants to navigate through a futuristic city.
With the NT machines, we've got a much better upgrade path. With Silicon Graphics, we don't have as much choice. With NT, we have a lot more choice of vendors and a lot wider performance curve.